Yes.
I know, like I've always been a little confused about the whole healthcare bill thing. I do not agree with some of it, but I do agree with some of it. No, my question, you're saying to repeal and all this, but for me, like, I don't think an insurance company, if I want to, you know, if I'm shopping for an insurance company, they shouldn't be able to say, no, we're not going to cover you because you're diabetic. I think that you need to watch, like, that kind of stuff. I just got a bill from my doctor for $130 because I saw him for 10 minutes for a checkup. How is that? I was a teacher who got cut in January, lost Mesa, and then all of a sudden I'm paying $425 a month for insurance. It's $2,500 deductible. So I am choosing to buy insurance because I don't want to get stuck with, you know, my husband had knee surgery a week ago. We're going to get stuck with bills, but granted, the insurance is going to pick up for some. But does it mean that the hospital should charge $20 for one Vicodin? You know, I think that the government should say, hey, enough is enough. You shouldn't be able to deny people coverage, because that is my right as, you know, as an American, is to be able to, and I know you're saying, you know, stick to the Constitution, but the Constitution was written over 200 some years ago where doctors didn't, you know, say, well, we're not, you know, if somebody went to them sick, they were there to treat these people because they became doctors because they wanted to help people, whether you had a chicken or you didn't do anything. Now,
well, there are doctors now that still want to do that.
I know, but
they are prohibited by government regulation, cost, malpractice, and all sorts of things that go on.
Oh, I understand.
I mean, the question comes: is health care a right?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Is health care a right?
It's not.
I'm seeing heads in this room. The majority of you are shaking your head. No, it's not.
It's a human right.
No, it's not a right at the expense of someone else.
It is a right.
Well, no, but so you're saying that if you were in a car accident, or you don't have insurance, let's say you hurt yourself, or you found out you had cancer, and you didn't have anything.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know, so you're saying that if it was on your shoe, and you're going to say, oh, it's not my right, so don't treat me.
Here's what we're talking about.
Let the candidate answer the question.
Tell you what, let me answer the question.
Okay.
No, she was looking at me.
Well, I
understand,
yeah.
but I don't want to get in any pissing match between you.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not.
I want you folks to enjoy the time, benefit from the time, and I don't want a debate going on between you folks. And I think you would expect me to do that.
No.
But what I'm saying here is we have forced a situation where doctors, right, wrong, or indifferent, insurance companies, right, wrong, or indifferent, are making choices about what they will cover, what they will do, and what cost it'll be.
Right.
And in many cases, they don't have much of a choice. When they're paying exorbitant malpractice costs, because we have frivolous lawsuits that are out there, they're covering their tail against everything.
Right.
They are not going to put themselves in the way without having a remuneration that protects them against it. Pharmaceuticals, knowing that they can be sued for anything. And if you realize, America is the R&D for pharmaceuticals for the entire world. Canada doesn't pay for R&D. We do it for them. The socialist system doesn't cut it that way. So there's huge malpractice and liability costs that are there. But then when you also say you cannot go across state lines by health insurance, and to take care of that, we've got one company called the Blues that are supposed to take care of everybody, no questions asked. They're the provider of insurance of last resort, and yet they have no competition in this state. And the costs show that. When the North Carolina Blues have a different cost structure than Michigan Blues. And if you were able to compete by saying, well, I asked the Michigan Blues, because they're a not-for-profit, they're supposed to take anybody, any condition. They're too exorbitant for me right now. I'm going to check with North Carolina and find out, you know, I can do a better deal there. Do you think the Michigan Blues wouldn't start to compete?
That'd be nice,
reduce the cost? You know, I think expand the competition, you expand the variety and the opportunity for people with different health conditions to even join together an economy of scale, because there will be an insurance company that will say that's a niche, and I'm going to go for the people that have hypertension. I'm going to go for the people that have diabetes. And they start, we have the opportunity. But right now we cloister it at the borders. There are better oncology coverage, cancer coverage for people if you go to Nevada. Maybe it's because there are more retirees there. And those are things that are options, whereas right now we close it off. And when you're a teacher and you can buy Mesa, and you've got that huge economy of scale.
Mhm.
That provides you coverage that is wonderful. Well, why not give the same opportunity for the rest of society to do the same? And I think that's what we're looking at. And that's where I say repeal and replace. To give the competition, the private sector, the opportunity to show that they can produce what's necessary.